Plus,
Like,
side note, you're 44 and you want kids that bad and you ain't had them yet? You ain't got one baby mama?
You're my dad.
I don't know.
Am I the asshole for ruining my mom's marriage? Am I the asshole here for not allowing my kids, 11 and 13, to travel to the Middle East, Dubai, with their dad this winter to visit his family? This is Bello.
I'm finna murder this driver.
This is Darrien.
And this is Paddy.
And this is Jury of Your Peers. Boys, we're back. We're back. I've got some hot topics this week. I got some real bangers. What's that scene from Elf where he's like, I've got something particularly getting me hyped? That's not the line. I cannot remember it, but it's Peter Dinklage.
I have never seen Elf beginning to end.
What?
I've
Bad
only
take.
seen...
Or not bad take. Bad just life choice.
I've only seen, like... And it's my sister's favorite Christmas movie. And I've...
It's probably up there in my favorites.
Second favorite. Her favorite is Flintstones Christmas. Oddly
Great movie.
enough.
Bad choice.
Great movie. Oh,
She loves
Bad
it.
choice.
She loves that
Bad
shit.
choice.
interesting.
I don't know what my
This-
favorite Christmas movie is.
This holiday season, we should all get the boys together and do a viewing of Elf. My fiance will be
Polar
all in for that.
Express.
I love Polar Express.
Which is
I
crazy
do
because
love-
my fiance cannot stand it. I almost name dropped her. But
I'm gonna say, yeah, the demonic figures in that movie somehow don't, freak me out too much. But they are terrifying, objectively. Like, you look at them, it's like, that is a terrifying child. But they Tokyo drift a train over a lake of ice. I mean, it's the coolest fucking movie ever.
it's true.
I have seen so many edits of that guy, like, pulling the brake on the train, and it just starts blasting the Tokyo Drift, like, theme. Yeah.
Dude, that song has a special place in my heart. Shout out to the guy who plays it. You know who you are.
Shout out Fast and Furious, man. It's about family.
It's about family, Dom. It's about family, Dom. Let's get into it. We've got people to judge. We have situations to look at and scream at and people to kill. I don't know. We're a
Oh,
court.
God. Okay.
Someone get the marshal in here.
We do need a producer so that they can be the marshal. Because we go off the rails very regularly.
Yeah. Someone's got to keep me in line. Someone's got to keep me on the straight and narrow. Because if not, death sentence. Left and right.
Yeah, because right now the only thing keeping you in line is my editing job. Otherwise, we'd all be in trouble. A lot of trouble.
Sir, to the electric chair. Sir, this is for a $30 parking violation. Kill that man. Anyways, am I the asshole for ruining my mom's marriage? This comes from Soy So Thing. Soy So Thing? No, it's Soy So Thing. No.
No numbers after.
No.
So this is
And
the original Soy So thing.
Well, and the reason I'm saying Soy So Thing altogether is because the S in soy is capitalized, and then the So Thing S is capitalized, but not the T in thing. So that leads you to believe it's
Interesting.
soy,
Okay.
and then So Thing is just all together.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's simply weird. I don't know what a So Thing is, but who knows anything, really. My mom blames me for her husband filing for divorce. They got married when I, 17 female, was 10. He wanted kids, but mom couldn't have more, so he decided he would be fine being my dad. Only, I never saw or accepted him as my dad. I had a dad, and he died, but he was still my dad, not someone who married my mom when I was 10.
This
We gotta-
immediately just gives me the Step Brothers scene at the beginning of the movie where he's like, I'm not going to call him dad. Not even if there's a fire.
Oh boy, this is about to get interesting.
What, you don't have a hardcore opinion immediately on this? You don't feel... No?
No.
We'll keep it moving. We got along okay. It disappointed him whenever I said no to him adopting me, or when I used his first name instead of calling him dad.
I mean, listen, I have a stepdad. He's super chill. I
Same.
don't call him dad, but that was also because my mom got remarried when I was 21. So, like, I was an adult when it happened, but he's chill. He's a good guy.
He's chill. He's cool.
Yeah,
Shout
just
out
chill.
Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out to my dog.
I call my stepdad by his first name, but my little brother also has the same name. It's the junior and the third. So I call them big and little. Like I
wait, so
literally reference
That's what I
them
did
as,
with
like,
my. That's what I did with my cousin, whose dad's name is also John. My cousin's name's John, so I called him Big John and Lil John.
literally Lil John.
Yeah.
Somebody come get us, please.
Dude, we're starting out hot this episode. He called me his daughter, and I hated it, but never said anything. So he kept calling me his daughter, and I'd always correct people calling him my dad. I thought that would tell him nothing was changing on my side. But a few months ago, for school, I did a project for art on my parents, and I did mom and dad. It wasn't supposed to be seen by anyone else, and I didn't think it would turn into breakdown, but my teacher emailed it to my mom, and I guess her stepdad saw it too. She was saying how talented I was, and she thought mom should encourage my art more. But seeing this was like the final straw for him. He told my mom he couldn't live without being a parent, and he thought he could be mine, but I had never given him a chance. Before I continue, I think we need to take a moment here. Whose side are we on at this point? I don't know.
Holy shit.
I don't know whose side we're on at this point.
Oh,
Usually the boys are somewhat aligned.
oh my god. I want to keep this as like a surprise until we start our arguments, cuz like I genuinely don't know. I don't even know where I stand on this right now.
Okay, we'll keep it moving. He said he wasn't going to wait around for me to maybe feel different at 40. He said being 51, he could still find a woman who will give him kids of his own, and he left mom and filed for divorce. When he was going, he told me he hoped I'd regret rejecting him someday because I had no idea how good I could have had it.
It's a weird way to phrase that.
Very weird.
Automatically not on his side anymore. Ever since, my mom has blamed me. She told me I needed to make it up to him so he wouldn't go through with the divorce, but I told her I wasn't lying to get him back. She said he'd been around almost as long as dad was in my life, and he would have been around to see me get married and give my future kids a grandpa, and now there's nobody. She asked me who I'd call my father figure now. I told her I never called him my father figure, and it was always my grandpa who's got the title. Mom said the fact that I'd fight her after ruining her marriage showed how little I care about her. I told her I love her, and it's why I tried to get along with him. I told her it's not like I wanted someone else when dad died, but I knew she did, so I accepted him into the household, but I would never let someone be my dad so that they'd be her husband. She claimed I was making excuses and should feel more shame for ruining such a good thing. Am I the asshole? That might be the first time we've gotten through the whole thing with almost no commentary.
This is touchy. Okay. How do I say this? I have second-hand experience with this. Like, I have not personally been through this, but I'm extremely close to a person who has been through it. And also, a little tidbit about me, I did not meet my own actual dad until I was 12 years old. So I do understand feeling as though a person is not your dad. I already referenced, like, that I call my stepdad big and little to my little brother, but also on my dad's side, he has a junior as well. So I also call those two big and little because I have a brother on his side. So I don't actually call anybody dad. Like, if I reference, my stepdad, I will call him dad, and then I will actually say dad if I'm talking about my real dad. But when it comes to a parent like passing away, from my understanding, a lot of what can happen whenever a kid is really hesitant to it is that the parents, the person left behind, so in this case the mom, will try to force the kid to just like accept the new reality. Be like, hey, I married this person and this is your dad now. And a lot of kids, they can't process that loss very well. So it's like, you know, they're like, well, this isn't my dad. My dad is not here anymore. Like, what do you want me to do? Especially when they're that old. I will say, at what point does that, you know, become just like some grudge that may or may not be warranted? Like, I think that at the end of the day, like, whether or not this guy was the greatest ever, he was still taking care of you for some length of time. And from what it seemed like, he really was putting forward a really strong effort to be a good father figure to you. And I think we've talked about this before, but people forget that adults are also people. And like, I couldn't imagine like being desperate to have kids and dedicating what seems how old is this person?
This
So
person,
51.
The daughter.
the daughter, 17 at the time of writing.
Okay, so I couldn't imagine having gone through this for 7 years. So whenever this happened, he was 44. So like 7 years of really trying to build a relationship with somebody, knowing that I'm giving up on my dream of having a biological kid, and then them being like, actually, like, F you, because you'll never be him. Like, you can't do anything about that. And like, emotionally, that probably is extremely taxing. And like, the mom seems to be caught in the middle. It's like one of those things where like, hey, you can't force her to accept you as her dad, which is true. But I can't fault the guy for leaving. I can fault him for how he handled leaving and what he said doing that. And also, what woman are you going to find that can give you kids of your own? The age gap is coming back to roost. So I don't like you. But yeah, I get it. I get it.
You want to go first, Patty? Or you want me to go first?
You got this, man.
Yeah. I have little experience with this. I will say, like, both of my parents are together, and I'm very blessed for that. I'm very lucky for that, and I'm well aware of that as well. My take on this is, I've said it many times on the show, you cannot force people to feel a certain way. People should feel certain ways sometimes, but you cannot force people to feel certain ways, especially the more traumatic the event is. Like, if you fall and scrape your knee, yeah, that's okay, maybe stop complaining, like, whatever. When it's something so traumatic, you can't be like, well, you shouldn't feel that way. Dude, girl lost her dad. She can take as much, she might never process it, shit, and that would probably be okay. I actually really don't like this guy for multiple reasons. A, referring to her as his daughter. If she has made it quite apparent that she's not super comfortable with that, but you're like forcing it because you want her to be your daughter, yeah, that's a very weird thing for a little kid who maybe is still going through mourning to do. Like, that's very odd to just accept that and be like, oh, and even though she says she didn't call him out on it, she just wouldn't follow through with it, but she wouldn't actively be like, stop calling me your daughter. But
So then that's on her, I'm sorry.
Yeah?
That's on her. If you don't vocalize what you don't like, that's on you. As I'm assuming the person who at least is contributing to taking care of her, putting clothes on her back, putting a roof over her head, putting her through school. I'm sorry, but that you've earned a right to say, like, that's your daughter. And if they don't vocalize them saying, hey, I don't like when you say that, I understand that you do all this for me, but you're really not my dad, and like, I understand what you do for me. That's a different story. You can't be upset when you don't vocalize something. You cannot sit in the corner, get mad, and not say anything, expect people to just know what you want. That frustrates the hell out of me when people do that. Hey, I'm mad at you for saying this, but I didn't say anything, and you kept saying it, and it kept making me more mad, but I never said anything.
I get what you're saying for a human adult. My counterpoint to you is apparently he started doing this when she was 10. I agree with you that that's a healthy
Kids have
thing.
no filter. They'll say anything.
Well, clearly she didn't. She's saying that she didn't want
Then
to
it
say
clearly didn't affect her that much.
I think the whole vibe as well with her mom, like wanting to be with this guy, could have influenced it. Like, she's like, yeah, I don't want to like outright be like, stop calling me your daughter. because I know my mom really cares and I don't want to fuck up what my mom is doing right now. I don't disagree with you.
But
'cause
I
you're
don't
right.
think
he can't
she
read minds.
cared
he can't.
about
he
that.
straight up cannot read minds.
Because in the end, she was like, hey, you're doing this. And she's like, I don't care.
I mean, yeah, like I get what you're saying. My point is just I think when she was 10, she probably didn't correct it and then was like, well, now if I correct it, it's going to seem like a boiling point thing. Like it's going to seem like I can't do this anymore. Like, stop. I think the guy might be a decent dude at heart, but I feel like he handled this the worst way possible. She didn't want to be called your daughter. I know she never vocalized it, but
like
saying it.
Think about how, like, do you want kids? Correct.
Yes.
Darren, you want kids, correct?
Yes.
Imagine you find the person that you want to be with. They have a kid already. And then you get married and it's like, hey, I can't have any more kids. I have a kid. Do you know how much it takes to like swallow that for the person that you love, to give up something that big? Because like from the sound of it, it's like a big deal to him. And be like, you know what? I'm going to put all my effort into your kid. I'm going to take them in as my own, even though they are not mine. That's a big struggle for a lot of guys becoming stepfathers, and go all in on this and give them 100% of my effort. And I know they've had a difficult time. I know they've had a lot of things happen in their lives, but I'm going to do this because I care about you, the mom. And then I care about your kid a lot. I like to say that this is a bad dude is crazy.
Again, I'm not saying he's a bad dude. I'm just saying I really don't like how he handled this, because you're right. It takes quite the guy to step up. What's the meme? He's not the stepdad. He's the dad that stepped up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love that fucking meme. Love that shit.
Good on him for that. But the issue with the way he went about this is it completely negates her feelings. He's like, I actually don't fucking care what you think. I am going to be your dad. And even though she's like, I really don't like that, can you please give me some space? He's like, no, I'm calling you my daughter. And when you correct people and say I'm not your dad, I'm going to get pissy about it. Like, you can't change her feelings. Like saying, oh, I care about your daughter, I'll be her dad. Where was she in this? She was just assumed she will be my daughter because I want her to be. No, like, she gets a choice. I totally understand that it's tough because he probably loved this woman, or no, he seems like he did love this woman and wanted to figure out how he was going to, not have biological kids of his own, but still like keep that part of his dream alive. But what seals the deal for me is how he walked away and told her that he hopes that she regrets not loving him or whatever, and that, she should realize what she had with him. Again, like, you're very much making this about fuck how you feel. I wanted to be your dad. You should have let me be your dad. But, like, I never really cared about what you thought about that.
Yeah, I wanted to stay out of y'all's back and forth because I felt like it was such a
I don't
good
give it a break.
conversation.
I know I've been talking. Yeah,
no, I loved it. I loved hearing it. I think we're on two sides of this because I think I see myself a lot in this dad, right? Not the age gap thing. Fuck you for that, dude.
and wanting to date a 30-year-old?
You really had me hook, line, and sinker until that. But I could totally see myself in an emotional moment like that being like, I hope...
that's what I was gonna say. It's a very emotional moment. He's going through now a divorce.
He's going through a divorce, with somebody that he cares about.
And all he wanted to do was be a dad. And now he probably feels like he's not gonna be able to do that. And I bet you if he could go back in a situation, I don't think he would say that. Yeah. At least I would hope he would say that.
And I would also say that if he would have known how it was going to go, because I understand starting when she's 10, but I also get that, like I said, very, very close to a person who's gone through this exact scenario pretty much. It was 12 instead of 10. But, like, you are naturally going to fight against this new person. Like, I think a lot, and when I talk to, say, my mom about something like this, about the relationship of step parents and their stepchildren, it's on the adult to make sure that you feel the love of somebody that is blood related to you. So I think when I view this situation, I think he's trying to get over the hurdle of, I want you to prove, or like, I want to prove that I'm for real about caring about you, that this isn't surface level, that this isn't, me just trying to impress your mom. Like, I want you to know that I really care about you. So I'm going to continue to press this, and understand you're going to have reservations about it. But I want to show you that for me, you are my daughter. Like, I'm going to treat you as if you are. And like I said, I could totally see myself in a moment of, I'm leaving this person that I really, really cared about. I have, in my mind, probably passed my ability to have kids of my own, which is one of my life goals.
Well, not even past the ability to. Like, if they had a kid at 51, they'll be 70 when that kid graduates high school. That's, at least for me, and I'm not throwing shade at anybody that has done this, has this, like, that's just not how I would want to have kids. Mm-hmm. Like, I would want to be in a much younger age when my kids are going through that, so that I'm a little bit more present when they're doing that and in college and all that.
It's definitely not the ideal timeline.
Yeah, and like, I think it's like the guy feels scorned. Like, I mean, we've probably had friends who we don't speak to anymore, where you're like, I was the best of friends that I could have been to you, and you essentially like kicked me to the curb. Like, one day you'll realize all the stuff that I did for you and that you didn't appreciate whenever it doesn't come back to you. He essentially did that, but to a 17-year-old girl. So like, maybe, like we said in the different episode. But like we said in last week's episode, where we're saying, like, maybe don't blow up. Like, I get it. And like, honestly, in the moment, it's probably so much, and you're like letting go of so much that you feel like you care about. So maybe don't blow up. But I totally understand this guy being like, I mean, if it were me, I'd be like, you know what, you little fucking bitch. Fuck you. This is your fucking fault. I'd be like, hey, Jesus. Mom, it's her fault that I'm leaving you. I just want you to know that before I go. And then I think to take it a step further.
Take it a step further than that?
No. That was a joke. That was a joke, guys.
You know what? Crash out on the mom, too. Crash out on everybody.
I think what transitions, not to tip my hand at what I'm going to vote, but what transitions is the girl's reaction to the mom being like distraught, essentially, that she's getting divorced, and the girl's like, not my dad, not my fucking problem, sorry. I'm like, what? That to me is a person, again, go to therapy. Kids need therapy too, especially with stuff like this. But like, the fact that she's so like flippant about her mom's feelings about it tells me one of two things. Either her mom really pushed it on her and was like, you have to accept this, and she rebelled against that, or she just doesn't fucking care that her mom is devastated about this. And which is
crazy. It
changes the vote one way or the other, and I lean towards one of those.
I guess I'll make one final statement here, because it seems like you two are trending in the same direction, which is fair. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just on the side of like, you can't force people to feel certain ways. I do think she may be pretty hard-headed, but by Fierce, he may have come on really strong and been like, yes, I finally have a daughter. And she was like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Get the fuck away from me. And if he never dropped that act, I feel like as a step parent, you need to try to like, you go slow. It's like, yep. Like, especially if you're moving in, that's a lot for a kid. That'll freak out a kid. Is like, who is this strange adult living in my house that I don't know and saying that they're my dad?
Plus, like, side note, you're 44 and you want kids that bad and you ain't had them yet? You ain't got one baby mama?
You're my dad.
I don't know. I don't know. He's like, I actually have 3 kids. I just don't count those because they're screw ups. So I'm really trying to start over.
Yeah, and like, again, like leaving and divorcing her the way he did at 51, and his reason for divorce is, I could still find a woman who'll have a kid with me. That is one of the only reasons actually I'll say is like that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
What a terrible thing to say.
He's in a bar alone drinking as we speak. He is at the end of the bar and somebody's cutting him off and handing him just straight ginger ales instead of whiskey ginger ales by this point.
Who are you referencing here?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out in 20 years.
Yeah. And then finally, and this is me, I totally get the mom's feelings. I'd be pissed too. But I feel like when it's this type of thing, like you always got to take your kid's side. Like you always have to be like on your kid's side in all of this. And I feel like the mom may have also participated in the like, why don't you like him? And it's like, you have to listen to what your kid is saying, because especially when they're young, 10 years old, they're probably not very good at vocalizing how they're feeling that isn't in a negative way. They only know how to get mad. They don't know how to be like, let me take it down and calmly explain how I'm feeling. It's not something kids are good at. So
that's not something adults are good at either.
Exactly. Exactly.
I totally agree.
Exactly. And I just feel like the mom probably should have been a little better about like, hey, I'm really pissed that this happened, but if you really never felt like he was your dad, like I should have done a better job of like, hey, whatever, it doesn't say his name, whatever the fuck your name is, like she's feeling a little uncomfortable about how strong you're coming onto all this. Like maybe we take it a little slower. Because in the end, when you're getting married and you have a kid, your kid is the most important thing in the world, and the new person is the new person, and they need to start very slow to work here. Mind you, I admit I am making some assumptions here because we don't get too many assumptions about her early life. Maybe all this didn't start till she was 13 and he was only like around when she was 10 and did take it slow. I don't know. But from what we're getting, it seems like he may have come on a little strong.
What if the dad that died was an asshole?
That is the difference
that's
between
on the mom.
Yeah.
We can make assumptions all day if we want.
And also
Yeah,
I
but
will
my
reference
assumptions are
that
educated, not like completely random. I love my dad. He hit my mom, but I love my dad.
I will say that
You
it's
know what I
very
mean?
unlikely that the mom got remarried within a year of the dad dying too. So
yeah.
I will say that there is probably some gap between when this dad actually died and when this person got remarried. So
Talk about a curveball. Can you imagine? She's like, my mom got married 2 days after the funeral, and he said,
then
I'm your
it
dad
completely
now.
changes the whole context. But yeah, like if the girl is like 8 years old, like I get it. She's traumatized forever, but it's like you've kind of not really known anything else. So like where is all of this, you know, or maybe it's a little bit younger, like 5 or 6, but it's like where is all that vitriol coming from? Like if that's your scenario, because like I said, if she got remarried within a year, I think it totally changes my perspective on this story.
And that we have no clue.
Write
what
us,
may have happened.
jervierpierceped@gmail.com.
Soy saucing, if you want to reach out to us, jervierpierceped@gmail.com, please.
Or
we wanna hear that.
Instagram, Twitter, or Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Put a comment.
Watch Patty's 2-minute drill show. Thanks,
What
guys.
up?
Watch that first and then reach out to us, though.
That's
We
true.
need the
That's
view.
true.
So
The view is in the TV show. Yes, we need the view. Darrien.
Whew. Oh man.
I think this is probably the most split we've been on the story.
Yeah.
In a long time.
I think ever.
Yeah.
Possible.
I think forever. Yes, you're
I
the
don't know.
asshole.
We were pretty split on poop knife there.
Two different stories.
Jesus. Yes, you're the asshole. I think what really tips me is like maybe I'm making a lot of assumptions because I see myself in this dad figure. But like to me, all a potential parent can do is do their best to make you feel as though you are wanted and that they are yours. And like at a certain point, like I think Bello mentioned it, like she was young whenever this started, but at a certain point, like you do have to start having those conversations, even if it's not with him, with your mom. And if she isn't having those conversations with you or is hesitant, go to a therapist, go to a friend, go to a relative, someone who can help you parse through your feelings about it. Because just essentially shunning somebody forever and being like, you'll never be him. Well, like, yeah, everybody knows that, but your grandpa is also going to die. And then what? And then you're alone forever. And it's like, what does your life become at that point? You know, and maybe that's what you want, but, you know, I can't fault this guy for doing what I think is his best. I can fault him for what he said at the end. But then especially with your mom's feelings about it, like, I think you just got to have at least some empathy for her, even if she went about it wrong, that her marriage is now over and, you know, you're a kid and you're 17 years old. Like, she can't leave you. She can't be like, never mind, emancipate yourself, like, bye. So, you know, I feel for this guy, but yeah, you're the asshole. I think you should go to therapy.
Please, BetterHelp, if you want to sponsor us. Patty.
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep mine short. I think I said a lot during the debrief here, but I think you are the asshole, just in terms of the way you reacted with the mom. And I especially, I mean, you guys know I always, for the most part on these stories, side on the side of family. And I get that that person wasn't originally your family, but when they treat you well, which it sounds like they did, like they were loving to your mother and came in and accepted you, because like a lot of the time that does not happen. Like, step parents do not accept the kids, and it becomes a bigger problem. Like, when you get that love, like, I have a hard time saying like you not accepting it is okay. I understand it being difficult and you're allowed to feel what you feel, but like when someone is showing you kindness, I have a very difficult time saying that you should not at least show some level of kindness back.
Got it. And with my vote, I will say you are not the asshole. Sadly, you are the asshole. I got outvoted. I feel like I may actually be negative these days. I've had a lot of split decisions with you guys.
I was on a bad run for a while, and then I think I turned it around.
We need one of the viewers to go back and start creating a tally of like who's won and who hasn't.
One of the four of you, if you want to sit down and do that, you know, we'd really appreciate
the guy in Singapore or girl. Please.
Crazy.
That's super cool that you listened at least twice.
Super cool.
But, you know, help us out. Help us.
Can you imagine the person in Singapore right now is like, how the fuck do they know where I live?
Yeah. Or it's just like a bot. Like, it's literally like not even a real person. They like comment on the next TikTok like, yeah, thanks guys. It's like all these fucking emergency
if
stuff.
You're the Cleveland Browns fan that commented on that one TikTok we did,
Holy
if you want to run
shit.
it back and look at it, let us know. We would appreciate it.
We should start shouting out all of our fans individually. We don't have that many. So we can do this. It could happen.
Well, we start doing that thing like people who have a Patreon where they're like, and now at the midriff, I want to thank Gabby and James and Lucy and he just
and that would be our whole list at this point. If that.
Yeah. This next one's also a little long, but I feel like we're going to get through it a little bit quicker. I'm genuinely so excited for your guys' takes on this one.
Oh, if you're excited, that means this story is fucked up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Am I the asshole here for not allowing my kids, 11 and 13 years old, to travel to the Middle East, Dubai, with their dad this winter to visit his family? This comes from Cherry X Rainbow.
It's a great name.
Yeah, I feel like that's like a stereotypical
Cherry
like Xbox
X
gamer
Rainbow.
tag.
I like
X
it.
Rainbow.
Again, no numbers. The OG.
Yeah, this is number 0001. I, 41 female, had a very difficult marriage with my ex-husband, 42 male, who's financially and emotionally controlling. We lived in the Middle East after our marriage, where he kept control of my and the children's passports and restricted us from traveling. His family constantly interfered and caused conflict. And because he was financially dependent on his father, he never defended me. Eventually, we came to the United States with my children. His family told me I could only return if I followed their rules. Sounds crazy, I know. But I chose to stay in the US, built a career in IT, and ultimately left the marriage. Since then, we've been co-parenting. I have primary custody, and while he pays child support, he refuses to provide clothing or essentials for the children and instead deducts those expenses from my child support payments.
Isn't that what child support is for?
Yeah, I mean,
if he's broke, though, it's possible he's not paying
context.
that much, yeah.
We need more context, and I automatically disrespect anyone who relies on their parents for a living exclusively. So,
well, hey, especially Dubai, Middle Eastern money.
Yeah,
that shit is different. Maybe they're giving him like millions of dollars. Shit, I rely on my parents too.
Maybe he's making a good like $120K a year, but his dad's like, "Here's your annual $1.6 million added to the bank account, sonny." I'd be like, "Thank you so much."
I'd be like, "Hey, babe, they're keeping our passports. I don't know what to tell you."
Yeah.
I'd be like, "I'm sorry."
I currently have a case pending with the Division of Child Services regarding his violations of our agreement. He does not have a job and relies on his family for income. Bum.
Rip.
Loser. Earlier this summer, he asked if the children could go with him to the Middle East. I told him I was not comfortable with that, especially given the risk that he could keep them there without my say. Since then, he has been ignoring me completely. He only speaks through the children. Has ignored over 20 of my messages, and I later discovered he blocked me. During this time, I was handling all of the children's medical and school needs, including physicals, dental cleanings, orthodontic consultations, and back-to-school preparations, without any input or communication from him. Do I need to take a break? There's one more paragraph. Do we need to have some preliminary discussions here?
Just rip through
Yeah,
it.
keep going.
Okay. Hell yeah. He has also made inappropriate comments to the children, telling them that I am just mad because I can't afford to go to the Middle East. And even
He said, "You big mad."
Oh, he said, "You're broke?" Question mark.
Hide your money, y'all. There's poor people around.
He got his 11 and 13-year-old and was like, "Your mom's just mad because she's broke as fuck. I don't know what she's talking about, guys.
Yeah.
Come on."
She's poor. Of course she's angry.
Oh,
Broke people should never laugh.
Yes. Oh my god. He even laughed about it with his brother in front of them. Now, with his brother's girlfriend expecting a baby in December, he wants the kids to travel there for the birth. But given his history of control, the lack of communication, his habit of deducting child support, and the real legal risk of the children not being allowed to return, I do not feel comfortable allowing them to go. Am I the asshole here for not letting them go to Dubai to visit my ex's family? I don't want to start because I think I'm going to finish. I'll be honest with you.
I don't want to start because I think I'm going to finish.
Whoa.
Clip that.
That you said that.
Yeah,
I know.
Chat clip.
I thought you'd be a great clip. I'm going to make that my ringtone.
Oh, God.
Wow. I feel like I kind of blacked out during that story. It was so extreme that I think my trauma response kicked in and it just was like, you shouldn't remember this.
Stop listening.
No, but I mean, fuck. At the end of the day, like, the guy doesn't really have that much claim to it. Like, I understand you're their dad. You want them to go and like be with your family and stuff. Also,
Woogie.
how does she know all of this information? Are the kids just telling her everything? Like, they're like, yeah, his brother was there and they were laughing. They laughed about you being fucking poor and that you couldn't afford to come. Like, and then like the fact that they clearly don't have a relationship, I will say, I don't generally support people who hold their kids back from opportunities based on their own relationship with the spouse, like the ex-spouse. So if it's like, I hate you, so I'm going to prevent them from doing such and such and such and such, that's one thing. But this guy seems to be a little bit sketchy, and it's the Middle East.
It does feel like if he had said, "Oh, I want them to come out to California," it's like, okay, yeah, because it's a lot harder to get somebody in and out of the country.
Mm-hmm. Plus, it's like, he's like, they're not gonna extradite me from Dubai. Like she'll never get them. But like, I guess to your point earlier, like they're kids, like, and he controlled their passports and stuff. If he takes them, and even if they want to come back, he could disappear into the ether forever. And there's really not all that much that she could do. Even though if she's successful in IT, she's probably pretty loaded, honestly. Like, to be perfectly frank. But even still,
IT means.
IT, information technology.
IT could be anything from she's a software programmer making $200,000 a year to she is the local high school's IT person and is making $35K a year. I have no idea what that means.
She's the one who says successful. If she said it, she's a liar.
I have to hope that means, pretty good, but we don't know.
Yeah, it seems sketchy, like, and also for something so trivial, like, to be not trivial as in, like, a birth isn't trivial, but like, my sister's having a baby, so I want to take our 2 children to fly out for her to have I'd be like, no. I wouldn't even have to be worried about you kidnapping them to be like, no, my children are not going to the Middle East to see your relative have a baby. Like Patty said, it's not like they're in the country. It's not like it's a state over. Like, you want them to fly halfway across the world for a birth, and then what? Like, do nothing in Dubai? Like, come on.
Patty?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything Darrien said. Like, it's a pretty fucked situation. Like, when you have to deal with across countries and family who clearly, like, is coddling the guy, like, coddling the ex-husband, like, people like that tend to have a little bit of entitlement and like, oh, you just have to do this because like I always get what I need when I don't have to actually earn it. Like, I don't know, it's a lot of what Darrien said. Like, I agree. I don't think she's crazy for being like, I think my kids may never come back, like, and then won't be the kid's choice. It's just a tough situation when parents act immature and it costs kids relationships and experiences, which just makes me want to say that like everyone except for the kids in this story is an asshole. And then nobody is like acting their age, which sucks when you see adults doing that.
Got it.
Finish, Bello.
Clip that.
I was trying to help you out,
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna be blunt. After I read this story, all I could think was, ma'am, if your children go to Dubai, you will never see them again. You cannot allow this. Like, you are nowhere near delusional. I think you are seeing everything crystal clear. This motherfucker hates you. He does not like you.
He don't fuck with you.
And he's like, oh, let me have the kids for a week so that I can go to another country where they don't have to come back.
He's like, ooh, Dubai. What does a kid even do in Dubai? Like, I feel like there's no children activities in Dubai.
Well, I feel like Dubai is like crazy nice, right? Like, I've heard like Dubai is like super cool to go to, like to visit.
Unless you're a woman.
That's my thing is the laws around, children and, in the United States, it tends to be like if everything is equal, the mother usually will get more custody. If everything's equal, of course, there's a bunch of like random things in that are very important. In Dubai, I don't know the law. It could very well be like, well, the man is the man of the household. So if you got to steal your kids, steal your kids. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, you could stay here. So I am fully like, ma'am, do not let this psychopath have access to your kids for a week in Dubai. He will 100% shred their passports. And
I think I'm gonna steal.
Yeah. This is definitely pretty sketchy, to say the least.
Yeah, I don't see a universe where your kids come back from Dubai. I just see you getting a text from your husband that says...
What a fucked thing to say.
Yeah.
Like, I'm serious.
This part of the episode.
No, I'm not saying that you're not serious. It just feels like, damn, fucked.
And this is real life. This stuff happens to real people, which is crazy.
Yeah. So that's my opinion. My family, I'm Cuban. Cuba has like a very complicated relationship with the United States, and I could tell you, if I was in this scenario where I had a significant other who's like, oh, I want to take an ex significant other who's like, I want to take our kids to Cuba to see family, and I didn't have a really good relationship with them, dude, the kids might not come back from Cuba if everything goes well. You know, like, that's how shitty they are about. No, I mean, I don't mean violence, sure. But I just mean like immigration policy. Like, they may not come back and be allowed back in the nation. You know, in that scenario, you're leaving so much up to chance. And that's that if they like you. If they don't like you, they could just be like, yeah, I'm keeping them in Cuba, and America has absolutely no recourse to get them back if I'm a parent. In fact, famously, I don't remember his name now. But it was famous, a huge story in Miami of a kid who came to the United States with his mom on a raft back when wet foot, dry foot was still a thing. I can find his name. Super famous story from Miami. The mom died on the raft to Miami, so the kid made it by himself. He made it
with his dead mom on the raft.
I didn't get into the.
Do you think he pushed her off?
Okay.
Why is that where your head goes?
I don't know, man, because I don't know what's worse.
Because you say things when you're uncomfortable in situations.
Because what the fuck?
Dude, I'm sorry. I don't know what would be worse, like making it or just being like, you know, give a little prayer and just be like,
keep going, Bello.
Insane. Well, he made it to dry land, and technically, according to Wet Foot Dry Foot, once you make it to dry land, you are like legally allowed to stay in the United States. The Cuban people had this for many years, not anymore. And he started living with aunts and uncles. However, his dad back in Cuba was still alive and was like, "No, I want my son back." And it was a huge legal custody battle over, you know, international lines, of course, and they ended up. SWAT broke into the aunts and uncle's house, snatched him in the middle of the night, and extradited? What's the word?
Yes.
Yeah, extradited him back to Cuba with the dad, and he's been in Cuba ever since. And it's considered one of, like, the biggest...
That's crazy.
Like, what
I'd
the
be so
fuck?
mad,
How
dude.
could you allow this? Yeah.
I'd be like, what the heck? I'd be like, clearly I didn't want to be here anymore. And you did this to me. What is your problem?
And he was a little kid. I mean, he might have been younger than 10.
That's selfishness.
Like, he was, yeah. And yeah, it's a crazy story because like the mom died with her dying wish being like, I want my kid to make it to the United States. And the dad was like, no, bring that boy back here. I want him now. Like, what the fuck? So this story reminds me of that a little bit. I feel like you are playing a dangerous game. Do not let your children anywhere near. I wouldn't even let him see them because he might be like, oh, give me the kids for a weekend. I got on a flight to Dubai.
Yeah, once he's there, there's really nothing you can do. I mean,
be instilling in my, if he had to see them, like for legal custody reasons, he gets like every other weekend with them. I would be instilling in my children, like, if daddy takes you to an airport, you fucking run. You find the closest officer, and you're like, no, I don't want to go with him.
I don't know this man.
Yeah, he is trying to take you to another country. That's my take. Are we ready to vote?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Darrien, is she the asshole?
No, not even a little bit. Like I said, like it's sketchy at the very least. The best case scenario is that this is a sketchy request. So do not let your children go. It's already probably way too late for this. But if you haven't, don't let them go. And then I assume like there's a lot of stuff going on with immigration. So like that's also another layer. Just, dude, it's not worth it, man. They're going to be checking your kids' Twitters, which they shouldn't have. Well, only one of them can even have a Twitter. So they're going to be checking your socials. Like, it's just not worth it. And your ex-husband's an asshole who's a slave to his parents. So, come on. No.
Patty.
I'm going to go a little bit off the beaten path here. They're both assholes. Fuck this family. Like, they're just absolutely, like, screwing their kids and creating just years and years of trauma for them down the line. And while I don't think that she's overreacting or being an asshole for saying I'm not going to let you take the kids to Dubai, I think overall the situation, both of them are being assholes. So I'm going to give her an asshole judgment.
I like that.
Interesting. Well, you're taking the L because you are not the asshole, ma'am. Don't let your kids anywhere near him. Stay away.
I think that
if
might
you
be
want
a
to see your
first in a
children.
while that Patty's on the losing side of one of these.
It is. I have not lost in a very long time.
Yeah, it's been a long
he
time.
He knew going into that one. He
knows
heard my
what's up.
spiel. Can you imagine at the last minute there, I'm like, you should respect your husband's wife. You should let him take them to Dubai. I mean,
everybody's being immature. You're right.
Oh, man. Patty, I am out of beer, and I'm feeling very violent these days. You know, when I don't have beer, I feel like I get angry, so I need money. Bad. Do you have, like, some sort of investment portfolio strategy I could take advantage of to make some money?
You know, there's all these people talking about, oh, I trade stocks, I'm invested in this portfolio, and I've got all this fancy 401k nonsense, and I've got an easy way
like a real person.
for you to just make a fuck ton of money. And you just got to put a lot of money on the Miami Hurricanes to win the ACC.
Oh, bold.
Cut in the clip of who is it? Drake in that music video where they're like,
oh yeah, him and Future.
At Future, yeah.
Yeah, Miami is going to win the ACC. Clemson is not good. Florida State, I think, will falter down the stretch. And bold prediction here, I don't think they make it to the ACC championship game. I think it's Miami versus Georgia Tech, and I think Miami will exercise some demons of the past couple years of losing to Georgia Tech and win the ACC for the, I think, first time in Miami history, because all of the years that we were really good, we were in the Big East. So I don't think we've actually ever won the ACC. And this will be the year that we do it. We've got a loaded team, and I'm very confident in our abilities. And you can get them at plus money right now to win the conference. So
wow, still?
Yep, plus 155.
Who's the favorite?
They're the favorite. It's because it's a future.
Okay.
You still can get plus money.
Yeah,
they are the favorite to win.
Wow. That is big. Not to get too far into the sports stuff, but if you do want to get far into the sports stuff, 2-minute drill, Patty's new podcast. Great listen. If you like
Darrien,
foosball.
You should get an audio that's saying listen to 2-minute drill backwards and put it like randomly throughout things, and then subconsciously, it starts working. People start hearing it. So,
let's put a pin in that.
Play the record backwards. It says the devil is listening.
But Dabo's press conference where he's like
crazy, dude.
He went on like a 13-minute rant about how his team is not that bad and how his worst season in 14 years is 9 wins. Dabo, you're not going to hear this.
Done for me lately.
Yeah, you're not going to hear this. But as an LSU fan, I can tell you that no one who has championship aspirations is satisfied with 9 wins. And you've already dropped 2. 1 to a top 5 team. I'm just saying, just throwing that out there. But nobody cares. Nobody cares that the worst season that you had was 9 wins. Because you don't use the transfer portal. You wanted to do it your way, and now you're paying the price. Like, this was supposed to be the peak of the hill, and you are getting your ass whipped every week. So, by Troy, you're making LSU look bad. Now we got to fight for number 3. Come on, man. Yeah, get the hell out of here with all that shit. 13-minute rant, and nobody even asked you if the team was bad because all of the reporters at Clemson are afraid of you? Come on.
Sir, the question was, what color Gatorade did you drink?
Dude, the actual question was, what's one offensive play that you wish you could have had back against Georgia Tech? And it literally launched him into a full-on rant about how the team is not that bad and how he's like actually super successful. And if they want to fire him, go ahead, but I'm going to go coach somewhere else. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. That might be my favorite like subgenre of like football is watching coaches just absolutely go on tangent. They're like, sir, the question was like, why didn't you pick this guy up in the off season?
Yeah.
It's like a 16-minute.
That's because God. That's because Dabo uses God's name, image, and likeness. Come on, that's a real quote from him. That's a real quote.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
God, that's. Tough.
Oh yeah, it's a real quote.
I said surely. Like what are you referencing? Because no one in their right mind.
That is a real
like
quote that he said.
Damn.
Dude's a
Well,
lunatic.
guys, if you're listening to this, go listen to the 2-Minute Drill, Paddy's fantastic podcast on college football, sports in general. Ryder Cup mention coming up soon. F1, I'm sure, is going to get a corner as well at some point.
Yay! LH.
There you go. There you have it. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, the Twitter Paddy doesn't post on. We want to interact with you guys. We love you guys. We love all 2 of you. It gets lower every week that I talk
lower
about
and
it.
lower.
That's true.
We love all none of you. Please keep watching. We want to interact with you guys. We'll catch you guys next week. Love you.
Hi, Mom.